Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm writing to Filter Your Mind from Dandapani. So this is going to be a very, very short one, but again, he focuses on focus, which is essentially meditation. So Raja Yoga. So filter your mind. Interesting. I wonder if this is just a step into clearing your mind. So you want to filter out all the unnecessary things, like just background noise, for example. So I remember, I forget what class it was, but anyways, a great way to help you kind of get to that state is to say, focus on an item. Just focus on it, and you tend to lose the background noise. But the problem is then at a certain point you have to also lose the item. So I'm wondering if that's what it means by filter your mind. It's essentially just losing background noise until you have something that you can focus on, and then eventually to lose that. So let's go get it started.
One of the greatest things you can do for your mind is to create a filter for your mind, to be able to wisely discriminate what enters your mind. The same way we have filters in our home. We have a filter for our kitchen sink to make sure large pieces of food doesn't get into our kitchen drain and clog it up. The same for our shower drain. We have a filter so that hair doesn't get in and clog up our shower drain. I don't have that problem, but perhaps some of you do. So why not create a filter for our mind as well? So what is the filter we want to create? The filter is discrimination. The ability to discriminate between what is uplifting to you and what is not uplifting to you. Ask yourself, is the music I'm listening to uplifting to me? Is it helping me? Is it shaping my subconscious, my mind, in the way that I want it to shape it? Are the books I'm reading uplifting to me? The shows I'm watching on TV, are they uplifting to me? What about the people I interact with? Are they uplifting to me? All of those things influence our mind, create patterns in our subconscious, help to shape our subconscious, and also leaves emotion in our subconscious, which we then have to deal with, that influence how we act and react to life's circumstances. So creating a filter for your mind, using your wisdom to discriminate between what is uplifting to you and what is not uplifting, is something worth striving every day to cultivate in your life.
I would disagree slightly. Only because it's not necessarily that I 100% disagree with them, not at all. My biggest fear with this is that you could eventually create an echo chamber. Things that you only want to hear. Things that don't um, align with your values per se. And I think that's kind of a big problem that's going on in at least in the United States, where there's a lot of echo chambers out there, and anytime someone says something that's not in line with their worldview, they call names or don't listen at all because they're filtering that particular part of the conversation. So I don't think he's talking about that. I think he's more talking about, like, how do I say, hmm, I can't put words in his mouth. I'm not trying to, but at the same time, I can't think of any. Because even things you don't want to hear, you need to be able to hear it. You need to be able to handle the situation. So if there's something that someone says that you don't like, you need to hear them out, not because how do I say, I don't know what the right word is. It's so that these things are not surprises to you, so that when whenever these arguments come up, you know how to answer them. So anytime there's a problem, hopefully find a solution for that, or find your own solution for that. And what I mean by that, it's like, I don't know what a good example is, but anyway, whatever problem happens to be there, you think of like, well, this is the problem. I think this is the solution to that problem. And maybe someone comes up and tries to argue against your solution, only to find out that your solution is not a good one. And you're like, you're right. That is still a problem. And being open to that is a really great thing. Again, you don't just, it's like, oh, this is my solution to this problem, and the person counters back and says, well, there's a problem. Like, if we do this, your solution becomes a problem. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm ignoring that and only listening to things that are proof to my solution. That's the thing that I hope people avoid. Again, I don't think he's talking about that at all. He's talking about other things. I just don't know what it is. I guess all my things are essentially practical problems that definitely need to hear. Doesn't mean you have to be involved in it. So hear out the problems. Doesn't mean, and what I mean, I guess, similar to what I say, you just don't have to be involved in it. You're in a sense filtering it out, but you're still hearing it, and maybe think about it. Because just because it's not being directed at you, but it hopefully helps your mind create solutions to problems, even problems that may not be your problems for now, but could come up later on. It also helps you develop a what do you say, a a problem solution, a problem solving mind. So whenever problems come up, you're like, this is a possible solution. This is a possible solution. So anytime problems comes up in your life, you're like, this is a possible solution. It doesn't mean you're always going to be right, but at least you're thinking in the positive, in a sense that's like, there's a problem, I think I can solve it. Here's a solution, let's try it out. Or, hey, here's the solution, I think it is. Does anyone disagree? Or is there any potential problems that you could see with this solution? And if someone says, yes, I see it breaking at this point, you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Thank you. Now let me try to think of another solution that incorporates a solution to that problem. So it's not necessarily just filtering and ignoring, but it's more like, think about it, play with it, have fun, make you think about solutions to problems, and hopefully you get that mindset that you're a problem solver. Not to say that you solve problems, but you can hopefully solve problems. Like, whenever a problem comes up, like I said with the examples before, you're not always going to be right, but at least when you start thinking about solving problems and you start finding holes in your solution, hopefully you become a better problem solver later on, where you start thinking, it's like, okay, here's the solution. Like, oh, wait a minute, I remember the problem last time, so that's not quite the solution yet. Let me think about this again. You start to become a better problem solver. Let me put it that way. So anyways, that's my reaction to filter your mind. Yes, do filter, but please be open. We don't want to ignore things just because it's uncomfortable. One day, eventually, you may end up having to confront these issues, and you want to be comfortable with them and not just hide. So anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, the stand down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vid.